Hey guys, hello. I don't know what kind of video I'm making today, but I knew I wanted to make one, and I have this little Asian candy right here that I will be eating. Looks like it's some type of green fruit with seeds in the middle of it. That doesn't look familiar to me. If you know what it could be, let me know. I also have this spiced pumpkin soy candle, as you can see right here, getting ready for fall. And some lotion. Maybe I'll do a fast and aggressive video because I haven't done one of those in a while. Maybe not. Let's see. I also have my Bible, my Bible, as I like to call it, and I've been reading through the book of Matthew lately. I want to read through the 4 Gospels just as a refresher. So maybe we can start there today. Let's see. This morning I read chapter 13. So maybe we'll pick up in chapter 14. How's that sound? Okay. In Matthew chapter 14. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard about the fame of Jesus, and he said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He has been raised from the dead. That is why these miraculous powers are at work in him." For Herod had seized John and bound him and put him in prison for the sake of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, because John had been saying to him, "It is not lawful for you to have her." And though he wanted to put him to death, he feared the people, because they held him to be a prophet. And when Herod's birthday came, the daughter of Herodias danced before the company and pleased Herod, so that he promised with an oath to give her whatever she might ask. I feel like I'm going to choke on this thing. It's kind of dangerous. Prompted by her mother, she said, "Give me the head of John the Baptist here on a platter." And the king was sorry, but because of his oaths and his guests, he commanded it to be given. He sent and had John beheaded in the prison, and his head was brought on a platter and given to the girl, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came and took the body and buried it, and they went and told Jesus. I just remembered when, pretty early into my ASMR channel, I was doing a live and I accidentally knocked over, it was either my phone or the microphone, and it was hilarious. If you haven't seen that video, I'll try and put it in here. If not, you should go back and try to find it because I think it will make you laugh. Whew. That was 3 years ago now. Crazy. Alright, back to the Bible. Now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to a desolate place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot. from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them and healed their sick. Now, when it was evening, the disciples came to him and said, "This is a desolate place, and the day is now over. Send the crowds away to go into the villages and buy food for themselves." But Jesus said, "They need not go away. You give them something to eat." They said to him, "We have only 5 loaves here and 2 fish." And he said, "Bring them here to me." Then he ordered the crowds to sit down on the grass, and taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, he looked up to heaven and said a blessing. Then he broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples, and the disciples gave them to the crowds. Don't give these things to your babies. They'll definitely choke on them. Obviously, that's common sense, but just gonna say it. And they all ate and were satisfied, and they took up 12 baskets full of the broken pieces left over. And those who ate were about 5,000 men, besides women and children. It's almost ready to start chewing, but not quite. Let's see if I can center myself here. Okay. Immediately he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, while he dismissed the crowds. And after he had dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but the boat by this time was a long way from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the 4th watch of the night he came to them, walking on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, "It is a ghost," and they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Take heart, it is I, do not be afraid." And Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." Which, wow, we can all relate to Peter. It's easy to follow Jesus when things are going well, and we are reminded of his sovereignty, his power, his holiness, and then something comes about where we're scared and we have fear, and then we're like, okay, I don't know if I can still trust you. I'm overcome by these doubts, but Jesus is so gracious and so merciful with us that he's with us through our doubt and our fear, and he's reaching out his hand. I had a friend once, that sounds so dramatic. We're not really friends anymore. Nothing happened, we just don't talk that much. Or we don't talk at all. I can't remember the last time I talked to her. But when we were friends, she wasn't a Christian, and she told me she had this dream. She was drowning in the ocean, and some man in all white was reaching down his hand to try and get her out. And I just think that's so powerful. I'm like, yep, that was Jesus showing up in your dream. I should pray for her after this, and I just hope that she comes to know the Lord, as I hope all of you do if you don't yet already. Anyway, and when they had crossed over, they came to land at Gennesaret. And when the men of that place recognized him, they sent around to all that region and brought to him all who were sick, and implored him that they might only touch the fringe of his garment, and as many as touched it were made well. And I hope you are made well. Hopefully this sounds good. A little crinkly, 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 crinkly. I need to organize my bookshelf better. I've seen some that look really nice and pretty and include plants, which when I try to put a plant there, Kai always knocks it over, so we'll see if I can find one where she won't mess with too much. I'll just sadly have to give up on the plant idea. I have some hanging, and I have a plant over there that has been with me throughout my time in San Diego. It's still going strong, even though I kill most plants. So I'm thankful for that. This video is so random. Probably still posted though, because I'm sure someone will still watch it. It's really good. I don't know where to get these candies, but I got a massage yesterday and they had these up front,